For someone who struggles with obsessive compulsive disorder, I find that social media is actually a trigger for me. I have an issue with Instagram. If I open Instagram, I have to see every single post that has been posted since the last time I opened Instagram. It's very stressful for me, and this is why I don't follow too many people, because it's actually a trigger. Like, can you imagine, like, if you followed 1,000 people having to see all the posts since the last time you opened it? It's hard. Like, I feel stressed that I need to catch up. Like, I always feel like I'm getting behind and I need to catch up. I also struggle with negative thoughts, and often they're like really not like mean thoughts, but they're like painful thoughts. Like, I'm gonna have a car crash, I'm gonna hit a deer, probably. So then I start freaking out, like, well, I have to drive home. This was an example. I was at the lake and I had a thought, what if I hit a deer on the way home? I did not want to drive home that night because I could not get this thought out of my head that I was going to hit a deer. And then what would happen? Then I'd break my leg, and then I wouldn't be able to train, and then wouldn't be able to teach. And like my thoughts just come and they compound and they compound and compound. So I have been doing some work on this. And one of these books I was reading said that just because you think something doesn't mean it is going to happen. If you think something positive about someone, like, my best friend's gonna win the lottery, even if you think that a million times, it doesn't mean that they're gonna win the lottery. Maybe they didn't even buy a ticket. How are they gonna win the lottery? Like, your thoughts literally have no control of what is gonna happen. Like, you can't control things with your thoughts like that. So that has really helped me in my struggle, because now I know, like, oh, just because I thought about hitting a deer doesn't mean that I'm going to hit a deer. Well, when I feel like I'm obsessively thinking about something, that I lose control about what I'm thinking. Like, I can't. It's like a vicious circle. It's like, well, so this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen, and that means this is going to happen, and then so this is going to happen, and then it becomes like a spiral almost. And so I have to stop it, and then try to switch, think of something different, just to kind of occupy the space. Definitely as a child, I had anxiety, but I didn't know that it was that, and my family didn't recognize it as that. So it was just I kind of held it in. I don't think anyone even necessarily knew. But now, learning about mental health, coaching people with mental health problems or issues, and just becoming so aware of it and studying it myself, looking back, I'm like, oh man, I had anxiety. It's interesting how each person's mental health issue is so different. Even anxiety from one person to the next is so different, right? So the support and having someone that you can confide in about whatever it is you're struggling with. Even with my clients, sometimes I notice they'll tell me they're anxious about something, so we can work through it. And I never force. I feel like it's always okay, and just being very comforting, very supportive, having them know that I am here to help in whatever way. If you have so much anxiety or whatever the case is, that you can't get your workout in, it's okay. The world is not going to end. I won't be upset. Your mental health is the most important thing. And I recently quit my job, a job that's not my business, because I didn't feel like my mental health was being respected or taken seriously as much as they were preaching about mental health. When it came down to it, and I was telling them I was having anxiety, I had a breakdown. So I do have anxiety in certain situations, but had a breakdown in my supervisor's office about what they were asking me to do, and they didn't respect it in a way that I thought they should. And I took my own mental health into my own hands and just decided that position wasn't for me anymore. And it was a very kind of scary decision, but ultimately it'll be for the best because there's a reason for everything. And yeah, but that's how seriously I take mental health, whether it's mine, my clients, my friends, my family. It doesn't matter. Like it's not something to joke about. It's something to be brushed to the side or whatever. Like people's lives are being affected by this every day. Their ability to go through their daily activities, school, work, relationships, whatever, like all that is affected by someone's mental health. And the more that we as like a general population can understand it, be supportive of it, and not just like lip service it, but like if you're an organization and you're saying that mental health matters, make sure it matters. Like be like Popeyes does. Like the reason we're doing these videos, like they do a really good job with their own employees, with their ambassadors, they're sharing the stories with their customers. So if a customer goes in and is telling them, like a customer with anxiety or depression or whatever can go in and share that with the employees, and they will understand and they will take that seriously and then help them find whatever product they need that is helping them towards their goals. Because sometimes just walking in, just making a first step either into the store or into a plant or hiring a coach or whatever is scary. It doesn't need to be. And there's lots of people out there who are willing to support and be there to listen and help. And I'm one, Popeyes is one. So I think that's awesome.